The Lucid stock fell by 8% on Wednesday's trading session despite announcements of a new location. So, is the stock a buy? Keep watching as we answer that by going through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. Lucid has announced that they plan to establish a retail point in Geneva, Switzerland, and this studio will be their second Europe location, and Geneva is already well known for everything related to luxury. Zach Edson from the company said that their preview event in Switzerland's Zurich got great response and the country promotes and embraces luxury and environment-friendly innovation. Next up, the company said that they have delivered their first air touring sedan, which is a four-wheel drive with a starting price of $107,000, and the Air Pure's deliveries are expected to begin by this year's end, with prices starting at $87,000. In our opinion, Lucid will do well in the luxury EV sector as it works to complete the yearly delivery targets. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. So as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1-day chart for Lucid, and as always, we'll first analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and turn it off, we'll get at the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat, we can see that we had a really negative day for Lucid as we already discussed on 16th November. And as for 17th November's pre-market, we're already down by a few cents, down from a price of 11.37 to a price of 11.23. That is almost, pretty much just a 1% fall, but it's a bit, I would say it's kind of bad, but not exactly, right? Now, what I see happening over here is that after we get this gap down, we should probably see a recovery in the first few candles. So that would be our initial wick. And of course, I do think that this day will be bearish as well for the stock, because of course, if we look at the trend, we can see that we did set up a bearish trend over here, and this squeeze and range also predicted this massive fall that we got over here. Also, considering the fact that we just got some good news, right, we should be able to get some buying pressure at least, so that will create a wick on the upper side. But of course, if the selling pressure, is just too bad, as I believe it will be, we will get another red candle. If we talk about the next day, of course, right, Friday, I believe that Friday would probably be bullish. So we'll get a green candle on Friday, a small recovery, because we probably wouldn't get like 4 red candles and then another. So that would be 5 red candles in a row. And we probably shouldn't get a whole red week, because that would be a bit out of the ordinary, if you ask me, right? If we look over here, we haven't gotten any such week where the entire week was bearish, right? Except this one, I guess. But it was, yeah, this probably over here was the only example that we got. But ever since then, we haven't gotten a week where the entire week was bearish. So we will probably get a green candle either today or tomorrow. And even if we get it today, we will be faced with a lot of selling pressure. So the candle probably won't be that big, right? It'll just be a wick over here, a wick over here, and something like this, right? So that would be considered an inside candle. And an inside candle is basically a candle where, we have a lot of pressure on both of the sides. So this usually indicates that the market is kind of indecisive and it's going through a phase where both of those parties, right, both the parties, both bears and bulls, don't know whether they want to sell or buy. Of course, people are subjective to the market's what do you call it, conditions, right? So no one is a certified bull or a certified bear. Some people short stocks, right? Some people buy stocks. It all depends on the market conditions, but everyone in general just wants to make money. And to make money, is the stock a good buy? If you ask me, well, this might be actually a good time to buy the stock if you're interested in the company, because anything under, let's say, even the $15 range, right, should be a good price. But of course, I personally would wait until it gets around, or at least, you know, around the $10.5 range, or at least below the $11 range, which I believe it will get today, right? So once we get that, I believe that it can get into a good buying zone, and that would be the result. The result would be that we'll get a green candle on Friday. So apart from that, if we talk about a long-term price prediction, we'll first have to take into account the market cap of the stock. So we can see that the market cap is around, the company is around $19 billion. So that I don't really see it going 10x, right? The max it can go is like 2 or 3x. So I would probably give a realistic price prediction of $20 for the stock. So, of course, that does not mean that I'm bearish on the stock in general, but I don't really see it going that far in terms of market cap so soon. So, a good 1 year target would probably be $20, taking into account both the web market conditions and the fact that, they're on the verge of failing their yearly delivery target. So, if that happens, of course, the stock will go down a bit. Well, not a bit, by quite a lot. So, that probably would be a good buying opportunity as well if you're looking to get some gains, right? No financial advice. But with all that being said, I don't really think there's much left to analyze in the 1 day chart. So let's get on into the 1 hour chart so we can analyze some more levels. So now that we're in the 1 hour chart, we have something pretty interesting to see over here on the 16th November chart, right? Of course, we did see a huge red candle, but it was just the first candle of that day, which brought in all of the selling pressure. After that, we just saw the stock being squeezed into this range of $11.5 and pretty much $11.3. So we can see that first up, we got a pin bar on the upside, followed by a red pin bar on the upside, followed by another pin bar on the downside, another pin bar, pretty much an inside candle, and another pin bar on the downside. So this green pin bar kind of hints, that we'll go down in terms of pre-market, but after that we'll recover. So that might be what happens today. And if that happens, will that turn the stock bullish? Not yet, right? Of course, we'll first have to beat some levels. So the first level would be around here at 12.15, then somewhere around here at 12.5, then around here at 12.8, and of course, lastly, around $13. So once it beats $13, I probably will believe that the stock is turning kind of bullish. But as you guys already know, that the market is now finally showing signs of some recovery. So we might see a good bull run in 2023. But that's again just kind of a hoping part, right? It's just what I'm hoping for. But it might turn into a reality. So $11.8 would be another level. If we talk about support now, finally coming back to the charts, $10.9 and $11 would serve as a support, right? Not to mention that 11.2 would be another support as well, right below the pre-market price at 11.23. With that being said, I don't think there's much left to analyze in the 1 hour chart. So let's quickly jump on into the main stuff, and that is the 5-minute chart. So now that we're in the 5-minute chart, we can see that first up on 16th November, we can see that we got a pretty bad rally, which was a follow-up of the 15th November bearish trend. We can see that we established a bearish trend over here, and we kind of followed it up in the early hours of the 16th November market. After that, we did get supported over here, making a double top around 11.35, and we got resisted at the level of 11.53 that we already discussed. So we can see that the 11.36 support worked really well in the stock's favor. After that, we had another support around 11.33. And if we talk about the pre-market, let me quickly get on. Well, why did I do that? Let me quickly get the extended trading hours. So we can see that the pre-market is also showing signs of a continued bearish trend. So if you look over here, of course, we did get some bullish movement over here in the aftermarket, but it was accompanied by this ending red candle, and that kind of signified this bearish trend. And of course, if we look at the pre-market candles, we can see that we did get a pin bar on the downside over here, followed by a massive red candle. So this kind of indicates that we'll probably get, a bit of a bear run today as well. Today's candle will be red as well. I don't see the stock really recovering today, right, with all of these factors combined. But of course, if we look at some positive signs as well, the trend might actually reverse since it's kind of squeezing into this range, right? So once it kind of squeezes in over here, I believe that the bearish momentum should end because, of course, the entire market, the entire trading week is about to end soon. So once that is done, as I already told you, Friday might actually be a green candle. Now, if we talk about Thursday's early market hours, we might see the stock get a gap up as we already discussed, right? But since it's getting $11.2 as a support, we might see situations changing. So if we break that support, of course, we'll get over here, but then we'll get supported around 11.1 and $11. So once that is done, we'll probably get a small recovery, or we just might get a small recovery from the $11.2 levels, get resisted around 11.33, 11.36, and then fall down. But either way, we will make a small red candle today. Does that make me a hater of the stock? Not really, right? It's a good company, I believe, but of course, it's not good enough to give you 10x or 5x returns. It's just not realistic. But with that being said, I could be wrong, so remember that this definitely was not financial advice, and you should always do your own research before you trade. If, however, you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for more such videos, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.